Let's talk. I'm not loving the yellow tint that this room is giving me, but we're gonna have to make it work today. All right, so where's my phone? Verizon, not friendly to like international travel because they immediately sent me a message. I'll read it to you guys. Welcome to Japan. With Travel Pass, you can use talk, text, and data from your domestic allowance. You'll pay $10 a day only on days you use your mobile abroad. I would use my mobile abroad, let's say I wanted to do this every day. I am spoiled and used to living with Wi-Fi and unlimited everything with Verizon. So you think I'm not gonna like check Instagram or Snapchat or text somebody or all that? Like for iMessage, it's fine because that's off of Wi-Fi, but some people don't have iPhones and it's like if you text them, you're immediately activating this travel pass that's $10 a day. So it's like I'm gonna be spending $10 every day. I already turned off my cellular data so that they can't do this to me. So I'm just like, honestly at this point, I'm just gonna have to survive off of Wi-Fi. So let's go over COVID testing. The last thing that I got was me saying, I think like we're gonna get tested, and then like I'm like, yeah, we're about to get tested. I think so. I don't wanna do it. Is this wrong? All right, let's see here. Yeah, looks like we're gonna get cotton swabs, so I'm literally about to cry. I'm like so sad right now. I'm literally about to cry. And I was standing right before I was about to get tested, and I didn't realize that it was like supposed to be a no camera zone. So like this like gentleman saw me and he was just like, no camera. Was it bad? I hope you could see them from back there. Okay, I'm sorry. And so I was like, okay, no problem. So I just turned it off, put it away. And moments later, you know, a lady's like, oh, sit down. And I'm like, okay, no problem. And then she's like, remove your mask just to your nose. And she sticks this cotton swab first in the left one. And she didn't do it for that long for the left one. She stuck it far and it hurt. And it was just like uncomfortable and like really goes far up. You feel it like way up here. And then she went to the other side and she stuck it the same thing, but that time she was like 1, 2, 3, 4, and she like wiggled it, and it was like so. I don't want to be over dramatic because it usually like when things really do hurt, like you know if you get like bopped by accident in the nose or like something, your eyes water, and my eyes didn't really water, but it just left like this uncomfortable itch in like the back of your throat at the same time as like actually burning your nostrils. Like like my nasal area just felt violated, and it just was really messed up. But I didn't really tear up and I definitely didn't cry, so I don't think it was so horrible. It was just extremely uncomfortable. I put it hurted sad face. It hurted, guys. Like it actually hurted. It wasn't super terrible though. I thought it was gonna be a little bit worse because I thought I might cry and like it would be really, really bad, but I kind of like wasn't crying and I bounced back pretty quick. And I'm not saying like crying because like it was like so horrible, but I'm saying if you like do anything in this like nasally area, most of the time it can trigger like a little eye water or something, you know, from the pain or from the air, like the irritation, and it didn't even do that, so I don't think it was like that terrible. So that is the getting tested for COVID. It wasn't as bad as I thought, which I'm interested to see how I find my results because like the airport kept everything, so I guess if I ended up testing positive, they would like find a way to reach out and like find me and notify me. I really don't know, but so when we came here, they did say like you have symptoms, let somebody know, and you know we'll see what we'll have to do after then. So they do know it's possible for us to still get sick just because of this travel. I don't know how, but I lost this paper. Like there's like 4 different papers that they give you on the airplane, and you guys can, I will literally like include a little picture and boom, there it is. There is the paper. The yellow paper was the front one. I'm gonna throw an arrow or zoom in on it or something. That was the paper that I lost. Filled it out on the plane, had like these 4 papers, went, and there was like 3 different checkpoints where they like mess with papers. They would like take them and then hand them back, and then paper, get tested, another paper. And then I was like, I lost my paper for that last part for customs, and so I had to go fill it out. And then like my team members and I are trying to catch a shuttle because the shuttles are like 4 hours apart. And so we were trying to catch a shuttle to take us to base where we would go ahead and get like signed in saying that, hey, we're here for our deployment, this, that, the other, but we have to go to ROM. So we just have to say that we're here. And then from there, we were gonna go to our hotels, which is where we are now. So this was like the last step to get us out of the airport to take us to base, and that we needed that shuttle to take us to base. And I freaking lost the sheet of paper, and I'm like, literally, they're pointing at like this stand for me to go to, so I'm going and I'm like grabbing the paper, but then it was all in Japanese, and then they like came over and helped me and gave me another paper, and then like I'm trying to fill it out, and then like one of my like team members was like, you need to run, and I was like, I can't run because my sea bag weighs more than me. And so if I try to run because I have a sea bag on my back and then a backpack that's actually kind of heavy on my arm and another like, you know, thing that I was holding with my hand, the garment bag, I couldn't, like, I literally was like, I will topple over and then we're gonna be taking even longer. I'm gonna delay us more. So what happened with the bags, because of this struggle of losing this paper and having to run around at the last second, and we had minutes on the clock, I had to have some team members, I actually didn't ask for this, but like everybody like switched bags, and they just took my bigger bag and gave me other bags, and like they were still heavy, but I was like able to do it. So I appreciate Canon for that. I appreciate the effort. I appreciate the help, because this is literally an exhausting day, and I was low-key dying. So I got the paper. I refilled out the same paper that somehow I lost. They switched the bags, and then even with the bags switched, I was still sweating. I was literally drenched. Like, I'm so dirty right now. It's insane, because I just know I've been all day like going through anxiety attacks, and like I've been drenched and then super cold and then drenched in sweat again and then like super cold, and it's just been terrible. Like, this is the dirtiest I've ever been. This is the like longest and kind of the worst. I don't want to say worst because it really wasn't that bad, but it was like enough that has me right now really kind of like over this day. It was just enough of like enough to just want to make you shower and go to sleep. I'm actually hungry too, but at this point I'm just like, I'm not even hungry enough to deal with my hunger. We ran to the shuttle bus, so once we switched bags, we had to like run, like we were like skipping along. We made it to the shuttle, and we sat down and we immediately took off because we just made it in time. They were ready to go, and we had about like an hour of a drive. So once we got onto base, we passed by the ship that I'm gonna be staying on and working on for the next 6 months, and it was just like really coming to life, this picture. After that, everything went rather quickly. So it was 2 cars for the 6 people who arrived, 3 in each car. We all put our stuff in the car. We arrived to the hotel, and you know, they just needed to see my ID because we already got it booked through the Navy. The Navy like helps you do all that stuff when you're on deployment. It's like kind of everything's taken care of for you. So I had my trolley. I trolleyed myself up here. You guys saw me return my trolley, use my key card in the elevator, and now I'm here in my room, and I already gave you guys a room tour. So I packed really heavy stuff, which I know that I did not do a good job in packing because my stuff is too heavy, but at the same time I also like, I've never been on deployment before, like I've never been put in this situation, so I was really overwhelmed because like I was getting a little bit yelled at, and then on top of that they were kind of talking to me like in this different language, and it was just really hard. Like, I was honestly stressed out and drained. They don't really know English that well, and I don't know any Japanese, so it was like really just like I wasn't understanding, he wasn't understanding me, I wasn't understanding him, and he's just like pointing at things, and I'm like, I understand the like one English word right there, but the rest of it I don't get. So it was just like wasn't the best. Like, it was rough. The communication was rough, and it was not his fault, and it was not my fault. It's just a language barrier. That's literally what it is, because I'm literally in a different country. I am now in Japan, and I don't feel like it yet because I've only been on the planes and then in like cars for a little bit, and now I'm about to be in 2 weeks of ROM, which is me just being in my room. I literally am going to be sitting in here all day. I'm going to be gone from Hawaii for 6 months. All my friends left. Like, emotionally, this is a lot to take on. You know, it's one thing to go on deployment, but then to go on deployment and like everybody's situations are different, and it's like really tough. So it's like I'm trying to make the best of my time here while also trying to be positive for going back home, and at the same time I haven't seen my family for a year. So I don't want to get too emotional because I'm already very drained. But yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough this next 6 months, but I got it, and I'm going to get it together, and it's just great to finally be here. So for the most part, guys, that is my vlog. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and try to connect to my Wi-Fi. I am officially in Japan. I am in my hotel room. I got to figure out how to connect to the Wi-Fi. I need to plug in my phone. It's almost time. I need to shower, and I need to go to sleep. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I cannot wait to take you on this journey with me. I cannot wait for you guys to see all that I'm doing in, you know, this restricted movement phase. And then you guys are just going to see me get further and further into this deployment. I'm going to begin actually working on a ship. I'm going to begin living on a ship. And then eventually, if the world does open back up, I will be exploring Japan. Be on the lookout. We're going to see what is to come for me. That is me getting to Japan, you guys. I'm here now in a whole different world. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? Girl, we know it's over like